Okay, if you say 90% of the tankers on our roads are old.
Old, confirmed, 30 years old.
That's a lot of, that's huge.
Yeah.
But this kind of images, now let me show you this, because I mean, a viewer was driving along the road and he saw it. I said, oh dear, and this is it. And this was a time where those crashes was going on. This was recently, as a matter of fact, and he deliberately just followed the truck. And then what you see on the other side of it is they had one person who was normally in between the head of the tanker, the truck, the trailer, and then the body.
The tractor.
And then he has this wedge, wooden wedge, wherein that acts as some sort of brake. Now there you go. He puts it sometimes in front, sometimes behind, to prevent the truck from sliding backwards and hitting the other vehicle. So the training that you talked about, what's the, let me say, timeline that you're looking at to begin to see results? Because 90%, that's a lot.
It's a lot. What you have seen now, that has to do with vehicle maintenance. That's maintenance. These vehicles are aged. It's maintenance. And we're going to partner more again with the vehicle inspection officers. It's not my duty, it's not the duty of FRSC to carry out vehicle inspection. And we're trying to talk to them. I've been appealing to the state governments who need to increase the capacity of the vehicle inspection officers and provide them with adequate logistics. They are not properly equipped well, so we need to get them, we need to support them so that their primary responsibility is carried out. We appreciate their challenges. So everything is not on road safety, it's multi-sector. Everybody must play his role. Like that one.
That's kind of, that's what the VIA is supposed to do?
No, ideally, that's the brake system. That
so
means
the
VIA
is supposed to impound
another
that
one issue I expected to have asked is again has to do with the axle load. Like that one now, if most of the tankers trailers, they have violated the maximum load they're supposed to carry. That is why there's no more...
That'll be danger to road users.
Excellent. There's no more synchronization between the load and the braking system. And most of the trailers, tankers, they're air brake system, except very few that's hydraulic. So when you carry the loads in excess of the requirements, you start experiencing that. There's no reason why you should have that to stop, to restrict the movement if your braking system is effectively working. So that is one fundamental. When you're supposed to carry 30 tons, it's 600 bags of cement, and you are carrying 900 bags. You can imagine the problem. And some of the tankers, the maximum supposed to carry is 3,000 liters. Extreme case is 45. You now see some carry 66, doubling it. It's lawlessness, doing things with impunity in Nigeria.
But
and that is why
someone loaded them.
Sorry, that is why now we're deploying, we've agreed in principle now. Our personnel, we are deploying them to the tank farms. We are going to work with Petroleum Equalization Fund, who has been working with us. So you cannot, if your vehicle does not fulfill that checklist, has been done by the multinationals, the mega ones, for goodness sake, we just have to get right. We have to get the things done in the proper way. If everybody has been playing his role, I don't need to send my own officers now to the farms to ensure the proper thing is done. It's the failure. If you look at it, it's a chain. Once somebody breaks the chain, somebody has to be held responsible. As the lead agency, I must ensure that the proper thing is done. Whatever it takes.
Many of those crashes, not with the main operators.
No. Check it out. None. We lost, okay, look at what happened last Friday or Saturday. We lost one of those heavy-duty trucks donated by the World Bank at Ovia River. We were removing a container from a ditch. The brake of one of the tankers carrying on a field and rammed into the heavy-duty recovery vehicle and caught fire, burst into flames. The driver died. The driver of the tanker died. And we lost the recovery vehicle valued at 100 million. What am I going to report to the World Bank about? That's lawlessness. And it was stopped about 300 meters away. Is the air braking system, all this is the minimum safety standards has to be complied with by all concerned. We cannot do it alone. All agencies concerned must play their role effectively and get serious. That's what is required. So you look at all this risk involved. You've spoken about the age of the vehicle. We've spoken about the driver. Then the condition of the roads must be improved upon too. Those are the things. And the weight bridges must be brought back fully. If the weight bridges are working, this will not happen. If you remember, the scrapping of the two plazas give room to this gap.
They used to have weight bridges in toll plazas.
Yes. Don't remember to Ojota, as we are coming, automatically they pull over to the right. They are weighed. even though not as effective, but now scrapping the toll plazas led to the absence of weight bridges. A Federal Ministry of Works from the last Council on Works decision trying to bring back the weight bridges. I'm the chairman, but the equipment must be there, digital weight bridges. And what we're even advocating for now are the mobile weight bridges, so that on the road you just stop the truck or tanker or trailer and you check the weight. And if it's in excess, it's pulled over fully. We need to enforce this axle load. It's not correct.
One key thing you said is that they have all agreed.
I commend them for this boldness this time around, that they've agreed to comply with all this. And meeting them again, we continue to engage them. We've commenced the implementation of the plan of action. So that is why we had that meeting. We sustain this. And I want to assure the Nigerians and the government, until our roads are free and the drivers are behaving well, we'll not stop on this.
What happens to those who breach this agreement you're talking about?
I have mobile courts now. The Lagos State government is going to provide me with more magistrates now. This is not the issue of fines. I told His Excellency yesterday, and he agreed with me. I'm not fining anybody. It's courts. I will jail those who violate these rules. There is a battle that we must win this time around. I will jail them. It's as simple as that. We need to be firm this time around. We're talking about road safety management. We're talking about lives. Lives cannot be replaced. And this lawlessness, we cannot, to what extent are we going to allow this to go? I say no. So we must all join hands together. I like your analysis you are giving out. Then we must sustain this. We must let them know that, look, you are not the owner of the road. Nigerians, all the road users have respect. We must imbibe that defensive driving techniques. You see the driver ahead of you or behind as a potential threat, and everybody must comply with the lane discipline. We don't need to harass. And once we start all these inspections, I will remove those extra lights. Your tires are not good, you cannot load fuel. You don't have the safety valve, you will not do it. No problem.
And that lane discipline,
it's a big problem.
That alone.
We must admit on some of this, lane discipline is a major problem. And the extent we are working, but you look at the pressure we are facing now. Even not only, don't limit that only to tanker trailers. Even, I'm sure once in a while you too violate lanes. You keep to the fast lane when you are driving. You must make that confession too. Yes.
That I what?
When you drive, sometimes on drag carriageway, you keep to the fast lane once in a while.
Nobody has said I do that. You're asking if I do.
Yes, so it's something that we must sustain. And now that we're getting the maximum support from the various state governments, I commend them for this. I think before December, Nigerians will be able to see a drastic change, and I will not relent on this.
So this is, you talk about the tanker drivers. So the same thing applies for the trailer drivers as well.
You know, they're in the same category, tankers, trailers, and trucks. Look at that crash that killed those innocent students last Friday. Yeah. It was a truck, not latched. And I'm happy with the decision of His Excellency, the Lagos State Governor. He's going to work with us on this. You can't pass through Ojota as from next week now.
Who? The
governor.
All of them?
If you don't latch your tank containers,
okay,
you won't leave Lagos. I won't allow you to leave Lagos. It's definite.
And the governor has said, look, this is what
the governor is supporting us in all these actions. We're talking about lives that cannot be replaced. If that container falls, it can be replaced. Insurance will cover it. No matter the insurance we place on human beings cannot be replaced. The life is gone. Look at those 11 young students. They're gone. Whose fault? I have the accident investigation report, and we're going to prosecute the owner. I've concluded the preliminary report. We're going to prosecute them.
And that one, in addition to that, it was a clear violation of the
route violation.
Driving against traffic.
That was madness. Thank you. The boss from the report, the lone survivor, we recorded her, packed when he saw this, and the man went to them. It's as if somebody is caused somewhere. And then the container fell on them. 11 people died. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I have the report here. If you see the crash itself, you know. Imagine the only one survived. The 12 people died. I felt bad. It pained me. These are young guys with bright future, just wasted.
But do we have to have accidents before the law is enforced?
Again, look at it. You see, Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode, Ore, Benin is a dual carriageway. It's not an expressway. I've been here before and I've clarified this. Lagos-Ibadan used to be an expressway. For now, it does not meet the minimum standard to be called an expressway. An expressway, you don't have turnings, no intersections. That's why you have loops, ramps, where you can go, fly over to turn. But Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode, Ore is a dual carriageway where you can make U-turns, you can turn over. But again, it's with impunity and crass irresponsibility for that driver to face, and the road, the condition, that aspect of the road, portion of the road is good, to have faced the other side. That is why we just need to get the support of all Nigerians, and this psychiatric test, full check on these commercial drivers, we need to sustain it, no matter. Because somebody must be mad somewhere to have faced a bus. This is a Mazda bus with student packed. The minute the driver saw it, he parked, he pulled over, and you went to the man, you crashed into it. Something is wrong somewhere. Wow. It's unfortunate. You see, if you know how many people we arrest for route violations, but when you continue to see this lawlessness, that's why I'm de-emphasizing the issue of bookings.
Mr. Eme,
prosecutions is what I'm after now.
If I may come in here, there are a lot of people, I mean, some of our viewers who think that the FRSC is more interested in the private car users more than the commercial road users. That you do more of inspection of the private cars, more of checks on the private cars than you do on the commercial road users. That need to be checked even more. How do you react?
I don't agree. It's the victims that knows what has happened to them. It's balanced. It's balanced. We don't give direction that go after private vehicle owners or go after commercial. It's the power of discretion of patrol. But we have retrained our personnel. We have given them instructions now on what to do. And I believe we are getting it right this time around. Things are getting on much better. It's maybe because some people are fortunate to have been arrested. Okay, there's a fire outbreak now. Your vehicle is involved in a fire incident. You don't have a fire extinguisher. You are not stopping the other people to assist you. Or you have a flat tire. Then you are begging people to give you jack, an extra tire, and jack and wheel spanner. I want to explain that. Or you don't want, your flat tire is down. There's what we call cockpit drill with aircraft. You have the same thing for your own vehicle. In the morning, you want to leave home. For goodness sake, why don't you check your vehicle? Why don't you check your spare tire, your fire extinguisher, your reflective warning sign, your jack and wheel spanner? Why don't you check all these things? Then you get stranded on the road. And when the patrol teams ask for this, you start complaining. I will not budge on this. I will not. We are going to be more firm on this, and we need the support of, you see, for you not to be a victim of traffic infraction, there's need for you to be serious, and we need to get serious on the road.
But does it apply to the commercial vehicle owners, the buses? You talked about trucks and tankers and all. What about the buses? Because a lot of people will tell you that the bus drivers just drive as they please. They don't have fire extinguisher, they don't have the caution sign, they don't have the jacks.
Are you talking on interstate roads or in the urban area?
The interstate roads.
No, we no, on interstate roads, I think there's a level of compliance when it comes to that, except this lane violation, which is a major problem. They don't overload again. The major problem we have with we are talking about mini buses, is lane violation. They keep to the fast lane. They don't overload to that. Those who load from the park, you cannot carry 4 passengers per row from Ojota Park or any of the approved parks, except you pick your passengers on the highway. And when you do that, there's an infraction and you are stopped. We just need to allow the law to run its full course. China should continue to support us the way you have done, but again, we will not stop until Nigerians, if it's time for really that the trend has improved.
All right, let's go for the headlines, but we'll be back and just take 1 or 2 comments from those who are watching, and then we'll let it go. Melinda Akinlami is standing by with a look at the headlines again.